When the Adeyemi family arrived at Rosewood Crescent, nobody expected them to change the spiritual temperature of the street. The moving truck came in on a humid Tuesday afternoon, its tired engine coughing as it rolled past neatly trimmed hedges and painted gates. Children playing football froze mid-kick. Women washing clothes slowed their hands. Men sitting under mango trees lifted their heads, eyes narrowing with curiosity. A new family had come. David Adeyemi stepped down first, tall, calm, his movements deliberate. He was not a man who announced himself. Life had taught him that true strength did not need noise. He surveyed the street briefly, nodded once, and turned back to help his family. Then Grace stepped down, and something shifted. She wasn't loud, she wasn't flashy, no heavy makeup, no dramatic movements. But the way she stood, balanced, grounded, made it feel as though the earth itself recognized her authority. Her eyes were observant, not fearful, not searching for approval. Some women arrive quietly but carry weight. People felt it. Behind them came their 4 children. Michael, the firstborn, 17, already taller than his father, shoulders unconsciously squared like a young man who had learned responsibility early. Daniel, 14, sharp-eyed, curious, always watching patterns others missed. Sarah, 10, gentle, sensitive, the type of child who sensed tension before it was spoken. And little Joshua, 6, laughter bubbling from him like a stream that refused to dry. A complete family. And from the moment their feet touched Rosewood Crescent, something unseen took note. Across the street, behind green-painted iron bars, Patricia Wilson stood on her veranda, arms folded tightly across her chest. She didn't smile. "So, they're the ones," she muttered. Patricia had lived on Rosewood Crescent for over 12 years. She knew everyone. Or more accurately, everyone knew to be careful around her. She was the woman who always had information before it happened. The one whose gossip sounded like concern, whose smiles never reached her eyes. Her house looked fine on the outside, but inside it was cold. Her husband, Leonard Wilson, was rarely home. When he was, silence filled the rooms. Patricia spoke enough for both of them. She had 3 children, Brian, Lucy, and Ethan, but the warmth that should have filled her home was missing. Instead, the air always felt tight, heavy, like anger had nowhere to go. As Patricia watched Grace laugh softly while directing the movers, something dark twisted inside her chest. "They look too happy," she whispered bitterly. "Too complete." And just like that, jealousy found fertile ground. The first week passed quietly, at least on the surface. Grace greeted neighbors warmly, but without forcing familiarity. David exchanged respectful nods. The children adapted quickly to school, learning the rhythms of the street, generators humming at night, a car smells in the morning, gossip traveling faster than electricity. But Patricia had already begun. "They say the man made his money through rituals," she whispered one evening. "I heard the woman doesn't sleep," she told another neighbor. "Those calm types hide things." The rumors moved like smoke, unseen but choking. Patricia never claimed ownership of them. She simply shook her head gravely. "I'm just saying what I heard." Soon, neighbors began watching the Adeyemi house with suspicion. Her children learned quickly. "Don't play with them," Patricia warned. "Their family is not normal." Brian laughed whenever Michael walked past. Lucy whispered cruel things at Sarah in school. Ethan shoved Joshua during football games and blamed clumsiness. Grace noticed everything, the silences, the looks, the sudden shift in energy, but she said nothing. Instead, She prayed. Quiet prayers. Steady prayers. Not emotional. Intentional. She prayed while washing plates, while sweeping the compound, while folding clothes. Cover this house, she whispered one evening. Palm resting against the wall. Let no evil find rest here. That night, Patricia couldn't sleep. She tossed and turned, sweat soaking her wrapper. In her dream, she stood before the Adeyemi gate, pushing with all her strength. It would not open. Behind it, Grace stood, calm, eyes steady, not angry, just unmovable. Patricia woke up screaming. Then the attacks began, small at first. Joshua developed a sudden fever, violent chills. The hospital tests showed nothing. David's car broke down 3 times in 1 week, always at night, always near home. Michael started having nightmares, hands pulling him into darkness, voices calling his name. Daniel complained of shadows moving when no one was there. And each time something happened, Patricia smiled. Some people bring spiritual baggage when they move, she said loudly. That night, Grace sat by Joshua's bed, wiping sweat from his forehead. Her jaw tightened. This is not ordinary, she murmured. She knelt, not in fear, but authority. I don't know who thinks they can touch what belongs to me, she said quietly. But they have made a mistake. The air thickened. Every arrow returns to sender, Grace declared. My children are covered. Across the street, Patricia screamed. Her mirror shattered. She knew then. This woman was not ordinary. So, Patricia escalated. She went somewhere she hadn't visited in years. A shrine hidden behind an abandoned market. Red candles burned even in daylight. I want them gone, Patricia said, especially the mother. The priestess studied her carefully. Some battles are not meant for everyone, she warned. You are touching fire. Patricia scoffed. I'll pay. That night, shadows gathered. Daniel woke, gasping. Sarah screamed, pointing at a corner no one could see. David felt pressure on his chest. Grace stood. And this time, she raised her voice. No, she said firmly. Not in my house. She moved room to room, calling each child's name like commands. The shadows fled. At dawn, Patricia collapsed, coughing blood. People noticed. Rumors began turning against her. Her business failed. Friends avoided her. Leonard finally spoke. You picked the wrong enemy, he said coldly. The breaking point came on a rainy evening. Patricia stormed across the street. Grace opened the door calmly. I never fought you, Grace said softly. I only protected what God gave me. Patricia collapsed. Everything spilled. Grace helped her up. Go home, she said, and stop. That night, Patricia destroyed everything. Rosewood Crescent healed. And one truth remained. Never provoke a woman who knows how to stand for her house. Because when she rises, even darkness learns humility. Please like, subscribe, and comment for more interesting stories.